welcome to the Whiskey Vault. This is definitely gifted Drams. So, a while ago, not a while ago, October or something like that, maybe later, earlier, I reviewed a Redwood Empire that was brought by one of our Psalms. And it was a blend of their stuff and also, I think, MGP. And everyone I know is talking about Redwood Empire. I keep hearing about them everywhere. And I said on that one, I'd really love to try stuff they made, like only theirs. I'm interested to know how much of what I was tasting was them versus MGP. And if my memory serves me, I got a lot of super classic MGP notes in that first one with some slight variations. And I was wondering, and she said, so I got an email not long after that video came out from Kathleen Murphy, as the VP of marketing. And Kat said, hey, she gave me the whole story. It was mash bill. It was a mix of mash bills. How much of it was theirs? Turns out it was a lot. And then she said, I'd really love to send you the bottles that are actually our whiskey completely. And I said, great, can't. Jeff, the master distiller, had been working on these really hard and making some good whiskey, and she wanted to show it. So, and Lauren, who's the master blender, she was like, I really wanted to show it off. She was really excited about these too. And so here's what sold me on it. She named all the people. Kat named all the people. So often when I get emails from brands, and by the way, this one was Devin Forgea, one of our Psalms, but it's also theirs, right? This one is the one that Kat sent me. So also kind of hidden Drams. Thank you, Devin Forgea, one of our Psalms. So I'm going to do them both at the same time because that way we have one Redwood Empire episode. But Kat sent me an email, and instead of just being like, here's our shtick, here's our distillery, here's our blah, 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 she went, here's our person, and here's what we care about. And that kind of sold me. So I'm going to start with the distilling season spring 2017, because Bottled and Bond, if you remember, one maker, one season, one distillery, and by one maker I mean distiller, one season, one distillery, 4 years old minimum, 100 proof bottling. And this is that for them. Signed by Jeff. That's cool. This is batch 2, Bottled and Bond. The Grizzly, aged for 5 years. And she gave me the info, and they put it on the back because it's so good. Look at this. I'll leave it here for you to look at, and then I'm going to read it because I can't read it like that. So much detail on that thing. But it is spring 2017 was the distilling season, bottled 2022 in summer. Lot size 70 barrels. Batch number 2. The mash bill on this whiskey is 66 corn, 23 rye, 4%, 7% wheat, 4% barley. So this is a 4-grain bourbon. God, I hope I like it. After all of that. Oh, thank God. Okay. It's good whiskey. So in the early days of Crowded Barrel, we were making things, but we were aging it. We had no idea if it was going to be great. I knew what thought I was trying to achieve with the cuts and where we were going. And we picked our cut points, and we were running the stills. Deb was doing all the stills at the time, and then switched to me, and then Emma, and then me. And I remember the first time I tasted our single malt when it was about 1.5 years. And I remember just pulling a sample out of the barrel and putting it in a glass and swirling it and lifting it to my nose and thinking, please, God, please don't be terrible. I drink a lot of whiskey over the years, so I'd be very quick to go, no, we ruined this. And I picked it up and went, oh, thank God I like it. Oh, thank God. This is a weird story if Crowded Barrel finally releases the stuff they made and it's not great. And that's what I felt. I felt a repeat of that just now. Please be good. Please be good. Oh, thank God. It's good. It smells, as I keep coming back to it, the corn is, I would have thought the rye would have dominated a little bit of the nose from that high level 23%, but it's really the dustiness of the corn that's presenting first to my nose. And then around it, There's some dry spice and a little bit of an almost black licorice wooden note. Very aromatic, like it's very vibrant in the nose. Ooh. Guys, I understand. I understand why people are talking about you. I'm sorry I'm late to the game. Okay, hang on. I'm going to sit with this for just a second. This is going to be a longer video. Deal with it. I do have a question that maybe someone at Redwood Empire could answer, and that is, when you are making these, it's a 70 barrel lot size. Are you just finding things that are of age and doing a dump and doing a bottling run? Or are you actually doing QC or assessment on every barrel from the lot and using 70 barrels to craft a specific profile that you're looking for? So you chose these 70 and not, these 12, these 15, and these 4, and together these created a flavor profile. Or you're just, these 70 barrels meet the specs, they're all the same mash bill, same age, same area of the warehouse, we're just gonna dump them all and then that's our product. If you're comfortable talking about that, I would love to know, because I have found that I've found both. Now, if you have a master blender on staff, it would make sense to me that you are crafting the flavor profile of this too. And if so, I love that about you. Balcones does that, Andalusia does that. There's a lot of distilleries that I love that they may end up with, like, okay, for this project, there's technically 200 barrels that could potentially provide what we need. And we're gonna blend and work and batch and dump and group until we find the right flavor profile. And then if that equals 30 barrels, it's 30. If it equals 80 barrels, it's 80, and then we go. And I love that you have an actual blender on staff. So many craft distilleries don't even think about that. And it's shocking to me that they'll put every other job role in place. And then the blend is just like who the distiller also blends, or other people sort of do the blending. I love that you have someone focused on that task. Whatever you're doing, it tastes delicious. There's a honey, dark cherry almost note, a slight chocolatey accent. That's great. Okay, now, can you do malt? Because that's my favorite thing. Foggy Burl, single malt, 100%. Toasted barrel char 3. God, I love how much you guys share information. Batch 2, 94 proof. 7 different types of barley. Okay. Feet don't fail me now. That's burn. Foggy Burl. Okay. It's definitely barley. For sure. It's not my home plate approach, but I'm going to let it set for a second, because there's an almost grassiness to this nose that is not grainy, but dry. And then I can feel a hint of the fruit and honey behind it, like the fermentation fruits, fruit notes. Okay, now, as it breathes, I'm finding it. The barley is coming forward. It's reminding me of some of the lowlands, like Auchentoshan. Some of the lowland scotches that have this like musty grain accent that can come across as a dry grass. It's simple grain, honey, barley. You guys have that same ending botanical note that I picked up in the back end of that single barrel pick of McCarthy's a few weeks back. Starts as honey and barley and this sort of light grassiness, kind of crisp vibe. And then as it rolls into the finish, it gets into an almost botanical note. Reminds me of slightly sour, tangy, not almost hoppy, but not quiet, beery finish. That's bizarre. What is that? What is that note? And now I'm smelling it in the nose. Okay, you created a malt that I am finding more and more American malt drinkers really liking. Not my preference. And it's kind of simple, sweet honey, nice, no faults. We're not talking about anything that's wrong with it. It's just a flavor direction that's not my preference. And it rolls into this almost beery hop category botanicalness on the finish. And that kind of goes for me as the, I'm going to come back to this bourbon that every sip was just glorious. I liked this a lot. The nose is getting drier as it sat here. But that palate is really beautiful. That's a great bourbon. That's a well-produced malt, but not my preference in flavor profile. But again, I could see why people are falling in love with all these things. And I love your culture. If your people's emails to me, I love your art and your bottles and your namings. Foggy Burl, that's great. I mean, I know that's the tree. They're all from the tree names and the forests and the woods, and I know that. But this is very cool. And thank you for this experience. Thank you, Devin, for bringing this bottle. Thank you, Kat, for sending this bottle. Cheers to you both. And for the rest of you, I'm really glad you're here. For a video channel that is 100% our product, not blended with any other sourced video content. Like and subscribe.